It's late, or at least it feels late in your body. Your eyes might be tired, but your mind is still moving, running through loops it has already done a dozen times tonight. Maybe you've turned the pillow once or twice, checked the time, hoping more has passed than actually has. Maybe there's something from today that keeps replaying. A conversation, an email, something you said or didn't say, something coming tomorrow that won't stop leaning forward in your thoughts. You might be here because you've tried other things. Other audios, other routines, other nights of quietly bargaining with yourself. Just this once, can we please fall asleep quickly? And then finding yourself in the same familiar place, lying in the dark, feeling tired and restless at the same time, wondering what's wrong with you when your mind just will not settle. Here, just here. That's the whole thing right now. You made it to this moment, to this bed, to this voice. You pressed play, which is already more than enough effort for tonight. There isn't a test to pass. There's nothing you have to get right. Think of this as a small agreement between us. My job is to keep talking gently, steadily, like a quiet friend sitting beside you in the dark. Your job is only to lie here and listen, or not listen. You don't have to follow every word. If your thoughts wander off in the middle of a sentence, that's not a mistake. If you drift in and out, catching pieces and losing others, that's exactly how this is supposed to work. You don't have to stay awake to the end. You don't have to feel any particular way. There isn't a good way or a bad way for this to go. If you fall asleep quickly, that's perfect. If you stay awake but notice even a little more softness around your thoughts, that's perfect too. Whatever happens, happens. Nothing here can be done wrong. For now, there is no schedule, no inbox, no messages to answer. All the things that called your name today are on mute. If anything truly needed you this moment, you would already know. Everything else can wait on the other side of sleep. Let's start with the simple fact that your body is lying down. Notice that. The way gravity is doing all the work for you. You're being held up without having to hold anything together. Feel where you are resting. The back of your head on the pillow. Maybe the way your hair brushes the fabric. The curve of your neck, the weight of your shoulders sinking down just a little more than they were a minute ago. There might still be tension there. That's okay. You don't have to relax it or change it. Just notice the shape your body is making against the bed. The places that press down and the places that hover a little lighter. Sense the blanket or the sheet over you. The texture against your skin. Maybe it's soft and smooth. Maybe it has a tiny bit of weight, a gentle pressure, like a hand resting across you saying, "Here, stay." Notice where it touches, over your chest, your stomach, your legs. A quiet layer between you and the rest of the world. Feel the air in the room, cooler on your cheeks, your nose, maybe your hands. Warmer where it's held close under the covers. The room around you is doing nothing special. The walls are just standing there. The door is closed. The night is simply being night, steady and unhurried. Now notice your breath as it is. Not deeper, not slower, not fixed. Just the way it's already happening. The slight lift of your chest, or your ribs, or your belly as air comes in. The soft fall as it moves out again. You might feel the breath most at your nose. A faint coolness as it enters. The faint warmth as it leaves. Or maybe you feel it in your throat or your chest. There's no need to search for it, just catch it in passing, like noticing a clock in the corner of a room. Your body has been breathing for you all day without needing instructions. It's still doing that now. In and out. Arriving, leaving. Over and over like waves. You don't have to watch to know they're coming. Your shoulders might still be holding something from earlier, a posture from a desk, a steering wheel, a long day of being on. Let them be exactly how they are. If they want to sink, they'll sink. If they want to stay a little high, they can. Nothing needs to be forced. Notice where your back meets the bed, the upper back between your shoulder blades, the middle where it curves. The lower back maybe with a small gap, or maybe pressed right down. The mattress is taking your weight without effort, spreading it out so no one part of you has to hold everything. Feel your hips heavy or light, the way your legs stretch out or curl in, the pull of the sheets against your ankles. Even your toes have made it to the end of the day. They're done moving around in shoes or socks. They get to do nothing now. All around you, the night is steady. Whatever noises there are, a hum, a faint sound outside, the quiet pulse of the house, can fade into the background like distant traffic you stop noticing after a while. They're part of the landscape, not something you have to manage. Your mind may still be busy. It might be offering you thoughts about what happened today, what might happen tomorrow, things from long ago that somehow decided to visit right now. That's all right, and you don't have to fight them or chase them away. Let them be like people walking past the window. Some you glance at, some you don't. Either way, they keep moving. For these moments, you don't have to solve anything. No decisions need to be made lying here in the dark. The versions of you that answer, fix, plan, and perform can stand down for a while. They've done enough for one day, more than enough. Your only job now is to be a body on a bed, listening to a voice that isn't asking anything from you. If you miss a sentence or a whole minute, nothing is lost. The words will keep drifting by, like a gentle current that doesn't mind whether you're paying attention or not. Imagine, just a little, that the bed beneath you is wider and softer than you thought, as if it extends out in every direction, a quiet surface that holds exactly your shape. It rises to meet you, not the other way around. You don't have to sink down to find comfort. Comfort comes up to meet you. The covers wrap around you in a way that makes the space between your body and the rest of the room feel small and cozy, like a little cocoon of fabric and air, warmed by your presence. The room doesn't need anything from you. It's simply here, dim and gentle, keeping its own stillness. Thoughts will keep coming and going. Sensations will shift, an itch, a swallow, a tiny adjustment of your hand or your jaw. All of this belongs here. Nothing has to be pushed out of the way. The night is big enough to hold every small movement, every stray thought, and still be quiet. As you lie here, held by pillow and mattress and blanket, let it be true that for this stretch of time, someone else is keeping watch. The alarms are set. The world outside your walls is carrying on without you, the way it always does. You can step back from all of it. The words will keep flowing gently, like a soft light in another room you don't have to walk into. You can stay close or drift far. You can listen closely or not at all. However you pass through these next moments is exactly how they were meant to be passed. For now, there is just this. The weight of your body, the quiet around you, the steady rise and fall of breath, a soft place to land that asks nothing more of you than to simply be here, exactly as you are, as the night slowly gathers itself around you. The weight of your hands has its own quiet gravity now, resting where they are, held by the surface beneath them. Each exhale softens something small, around your eyes, in the corners of your mouth, along the back of your neck. The air around you carries its own gentle temperature. Maybe a little cool on your cheeks, maybe warm where blankets touch your skin. Your body knows this air, this light, this familiar darkness. Somewhere in the distance, life might still be moving. A car passing far away, a pipe sighing in the walls, the faintest hum of something electrical, all of it out there, all of it a long way from where you are resting now. Here, in this stillness, imagine you have just come home from a long day. Nothing dramatic, just a day that asked a lot of your attention, many small decisions, many tiny moments of effort. Picture yourself stepping through an invisible doorway, from the world of doing into the world of rest. In your mind, see that doorway behind you, the frame, the handle, the sense that the world on the other side is still busy, but you have stepped through. There is a bag in your hand. Maybe it is the kind of bag you carry in waking life. Maybe it is softer, shapeless, just heavy enough that your fingers feel the pull of it. Notice how your arm feels with that weight, the way it tugs at your shoulder, the way the muscles in your hand keep adjusting without you thinking about it. That mild, familiar strain of holding on all day long. For a moment, feel the echo of that effort in your real body, your shoulders, your wrists, your fingers, the places that quietly work for you day after day. Now imagine you are standing just inside your own front door. The air in here is different, calmer, closer. It smells like fabric, like your pillow, like the faint trace of something you washed long ago that still lingers in the fibers. You look down at the bag in your hand. It holds the day, all the conversations, and all the plans, all the don't forget to thoughts. They all live inside this bag now. There is a place just to one side of your door where that bag belongs. Maybe it is a small bench, a hook on the wall, a patch of floor where shoes and jackets already rest. Feel your hand slowly loosen, fingers uncurling, the strap sliding from your palm. In your imagination, you hear the soft sound as the bag comes to rest. A tiny thud, a gentle slump, the fabric adjusting to the ground. As that sound happens, sense your real shoulders respond. They no longer have to brace, and they no longer have to hold anything up. Your shoulder blades ease down, spreading a little toward the bed. You might notice your jaw softening, tongue resting more heavily in your mouth, brow smoothing as if a hand had passed over it. Behind you, the door is still a little open. A ribbon of cooler air touches the back of your neck. The sounds of the outside world are thin, like they are coming from down a long hallway. With your next slow breath out, imagine reaching back and taking hold of the door. Feel the solid weight of it, the smoothness of the handle, the slight resistance as it begins to move. As you gently pull the door toward its frame, the gap narrows. The outside noises become fainter. The cool ribbon of air thins until it is just a memory brushing your skin. There is a quiet click. Nothing sharp, just the gentle sound of a day being closed away. Notice how your body reacts to that small sound. Maybe your chest feels a little broader, like it can expand in all directions now. Maybe your belly loosens, as if a belt had been undone by a notch. Even if nothing has moved at all, here, inside this imagined room, nothing is reaching for you. No one is calling your name. There is no list waiting on the table. The floor beneath your feet is sturdy. Your real body is resting, already supported. The bed, or the couch, or the place you're lying, holds you without effort. Picture yourself walking slowly from that closed door into the softer light of your resting space. Your steps are unhurried, each one a little heavier than you expect, as though your feet know it is finally time to sink. You pass by whatever belongs to your waking life, Shoes by the wall, a chair with clothes on the back, a table where keys might usually land. None of it needs you now. There is only one thing in this room that is calling your attention, your resting place, the bed that already knows your shape. See it the way it looks at night. The curve of the pillows, the folds in the blanket, fabric that has loosened over time from all the nights it has held you. Imagine standing beside it, your hand brushing the sheet, cool at first touch, then warming instantly under your skin as your real hand lies where it is. Feel the material beneath your fingers, the tiny textures, the weave in the cloth, the way it doesn't argue or resist, just presses gently back. You lower yourself in the picture in your mind, the mattress meeting you, first the back of your legs, then your hips, and then your spine. Your real body echoes that settling, the way your weight spreads out, the way the bed receives it. Firm enough? Soft enough? Notice your head now, how it is held. The pillow rises to meet the curve of your neck, cradling the heavy, busy world that lives behind your forehead. You do not have to manage that world tonight. It can rest in the hollow of the pillow, like a stone placed gently on soft earth. Here, in this private, quiet room, the day has already been set down. The door is closed. The bag is on its hook. Nothing is waiting in your hands. If stray thoughts arrive, you can imagine them as small objects left inside that bag by the door. Receipts, notes, little folded scraps of paper with reminders scribbled on them. They will still be there in the morning, safe in the dark of the bag and not lost, not forgotten, just not needing you now. Your breath knows how to match this slowing evening, in and out. With each exhale, feel the front of your body settle a tiny bit closer to gravity, chest sinking, belly relaxing, thighs and calves heavier against what supports them. Nothing is required. You can simply rest in the feeling of being held. The room around you has its own hush. The walls keep their quiet. The ceiling hangs above you like a calm sky, unmoving, present, trustworthy. Your bed is a landscape that belongs only to you. Soft hills of pillow, the smooth planes of the sheet, the gentle weight of blanket like a warm, steady hand resting across your body saying, without words, here, stay, rest. Every part of you has come home now. Not just your body, but your attention, your awareness, all the pieces that were scattered through the day have gathered back here in this one quiet place. You are here. The night is here. There is nowhere else to be, nothing else to carry. If your mind reaches forward toward tomorrow, you can imagine that door again, closed, the bag beside it, the gentle final click when you turned the handle. Inside this room, inside this moment, the only job is to feel the softness beneath you, the support along your back, the warmth around your legs and feet. Breath by breath, you sink a little deeper into this feeling of home. It's okay to pause now. It's okay to be quiet inside. The world can stay outside the door for a while. Here, in the hush of your own resting place, you can simply be a body, lying down, held by the night, held by the bed, held by this gentle, easing darkness that asks nothing from you at all. The air around you carries a slight coolness now, soft, velvety, like evening has draped a gentle shawl over your skin. Your body is resting where it is, held by the bed, held by gravity, held by this moment that doesn't hurry you at all. Notice your next breath arrive. It moves in, and it moves out, with no effort from you, like a small, quiet tide washing against a shore. As you breathe, imagine that with each exhale, the room grows a little dimmer, a little softer. Edges blur, details fade, not away from you, just into a calmer shape. In this softening light, you find yourself stepping into a garden at the edge of evening, not with your feet, with your attention, with your senses. The sun has already slipped away. The sky is a deepening blue that leans toward indigo, just enough light to see outlines, paths, the tall shapes of trees, the gentle curves of leaves and petals. The air here feels cool and smooth on your face. It brushes the back of your hands. It rests on your eyelids. Cool but not cold, like the air that drifts in through an open window after a warm day. You are standing on a quiet garden path. The ground beneath you is steady. You don't need to move. You can simply be here as though your body is lying where it is, and another softer part of you is just looking around. You notice the scent first, a faint sweetness from flowers that have been soaking up daylight. Now they breathe out their fragrance into the cooler air. There's a hint of earth too, damp soil, leaves that have rested here all day. It's a clean, gentle smell, comforting, grounded. Each time you breathe in, the garden air reaches you. Each time you breathe out, your shoulders soften a touch more. Maybe they sink slightly deeper into the pillow. Maybe your jaw loosens. Maybe your hands curl in a more relaxed way. In the near distance, a single insect sings a slow, even rhythm. Not sharp, not loud, just a steady, tiny note that comes and goes like a soft ticking clock. Farther away, a bird gives one last call for the day, then quiets. You sense that everything is winding down. Even the sounds feel drowsy. Ahead of you, along the garden path, there are low plants with broad, velvety leaves. Some leaves are still warm from the memory of the sun. Others have already cooled. If you imagine brushing your fingertips lightly along them, you can almost feel the slight resistance of their surface, the way their texture would meet your touch. Around you, petals rest on slender stems. They no longer reach toward the sky. They seem to nestle in toward the center of the plant, as if flowers too understand evening. They are not closing in any dramatic way, just becoming still, quiet in their own soft shapes. Above, the sky continues to deepen. Blue, then darker blue, a slow drift toward a faint early night purple. No rush. The change is so gentle that if you try to watch it, you only notice it after a while. Like your breath, like your muscles relaxing one small area at a time. Here, in this twilight garden, time feels different. Longer between moments, softer at the edges. Nothing pushes, nothing pulls. You can simply float in the space between one breath and the next. Feel the weight of your body resting where it is, the steady support beneath you. Imagine that support is like the garden path under your feet, firm, reliable, quiet. The fabric against your skin is like cool evening air. Your blanket or sheet might feel like the gentle weight of a shawl or a light jacket. Not heavy, just present. Just enough to remind your body that it can stop holding itself up now. It can sink. It can rest. As you breathe, picture a soft wind moving through the garden. It's the kind of breeze that barely stirs the leaves, just enough to make a faint whisper in the branches, a slow sway of a stem, then stillness again. With every breath out, another part of you decides to be still. The many little muscles around your eyes, the small ones at the corners of your mouth, the back of your neck, the space between your shoulder blades, they all begin to match the calm, barely moving plants in this evening light. You might notice how your thoughts are a little like leaves too. Earlier they were busy, turning, catching every bit of light. Now, without having to try, they can grow quieter. They can rest on their branches. They can stop chasing every change in the sky. If a thought wanders through, it can be like a firefly gliding across the path. You see it. You don't need to follow. It glows for a moment, then drifts off into the darker bushes at the edges of your awareness. The coolness on your skin feels kind and gentle. Your forehead loosens. Maybe your eyelids feel heavier, as though they too are petals after a long day, softly folding inward, content to simply be closed. In this garden, the colours are fading into deeper shades. Greens become shadowy shapes. Flowers become small pools of dusk-coloured silk. Even the path becomes less defined, more like a ribbon of softness underfoot than a clear line. You don't need to see every detail. Your body understands this place without needing to analyze it. Your chest rises and falls. Your hands rest where they are. Your legs lie just as they want to lie, growing heavier, more settled, as if the garden soil itself is supporting them. Every so often, the faintest sound of a distant branch giving a tiny creak reaches you. Not sharp, more like a wooden sigh. The trees are settling in too. Their roots sleep in the ground, their leaves rest against one another. Imagine standing beneath one of those trees. Its branches arch overhead like a quiet roof. Leaves filter the last bits of light. Speckles of fading color touch your skin, then disappear as the sky darkens. You are in the hush beneath the canopy, sheltered, surrounded, held in the gentle structure of trunk and limb and leaf. As you feel this, your own spine can soften. It doesn't have to hold so firmly. The surface beneath you is enough. Your back can spread out across it, like roots spreading through soil, finding comfort in making contact. The garden grows even more peaceful now. Insects stop their songs one by one, until only a tiny murmur of life remains far at the edges. The air thickens with quiet, the kind of quiet that feels full, not empty, like a blanket of soundless rest laying itself over everything. Your breathing has its own rhythm within this quiet. It's simple. In and out. In and out. You don't have to match anything. The garden is already moving at your pace. As the sky above slides further into indigo, a first small star appears, then another. They do not rush into view. They wait until the light is low enough, then ease their way into the sky like thoughts that rise so slowly they almost don't feel like thoughts at all. You might sense your own awareness doing something similar, not shutting off, not disappearing, just dimming the brightness a little, softening the focus, moving from sharp lines and tasks and plans into textures, temperatures, the simple comfort of being a body on a bed in a gentle, darkening world. Here, you can drift along this garden path without needing to reach the end. Each step, each breath, is its own small place to rest. If the path curves, it does so kindly. If it pauses under a tree or beside a cluster of pale flowers, that is just another place where you can stand still, or lie still, and feel the night quietly folding around you. All around, the leaves and petals have finally grown still. The day has finished its rushing. The garden has finished its blooming. Now everything leans into the tender quiet of evening. You are here with it, breath by breath, moment by moment, held softly like one more living thing in this gentle, darkening garden, ready to drift toward the deeper quiet that waits just beyond. Each exhale settles a little deeper now. as if every breath is a small, gentle step further into quiet. The space behind your closed eyes feels wide, soft, dim, and kind. Inside that soft dimness, imagine a sky. Not out there in the world, but right here on the inner side of your eyelids. A wide, calm sky that stretches in every direction, endless but gentle, open but comforting. Your breath moves in and moves out, like a slow breeze passing through this inner sky. Nothing hurried, nothing forced. Somewhere in that open space, a single tiny cloud appears. Maybe it's just a faint puff. Barely there, just like the way a thought appears. Without effort, without you calling it, it's simply there. Feel your chest rise with the next in-breath. A soft lifting, like the sky brightening for a moment. Then the exhale, a slow, smooth settling, like the cloud drifting a little farther across the open blue. Thoughts may be moving through right now. Little bits of today, something someone said, something you might do tomorrow. They arrive on their own, and they pass on their own too. As another breath comes in, see a thought about plans, maybe a picture of tomorrow's tasks, or a list forming out of habit. That thought becomes a small, harmless cloud, hanging in your inner sky, soft around the edges, quiet, pale, like a little tuft of mist. You don't have to push it away, just see it. A plan cloud, floating, suspended in the gentle air of your mind. Notice how the air of the inhale does nothing more than move in, and the air of the exhale does nothing more than move out. Thoughts can be that simple too, coming, going, and nothing to fix. Now a memory might appear, something from earlier today or from long ago. You don't have to step into it. You don't have to walk back into that scene. Instead, imagine it forming another cloud. Maybe this one has a hint of colour. A little denser, a memory cloud, it drifts beside the plan cloud. Both of them slowly crossing the wide inner sky. Their shapes soften as they move, edges growing rounder, less sharp, less defined. Your shoulders rest a little heavier as you breathe out, as if gravity has become warmer, kinder. The muscles across your back smooth and slacken, and somewhere above that relaxed body, the clouds keep sliding past. Now a worry might rise, a small tightening in the chest, a question, a what if? Feel it appear. See if you can recognize its shape, not in words, but as a cloud. This worry cloud might feel darker at first, more solid. It hangs a bit lower, closer, almost like it wants to wrap around you. Gently imagine your next exhale as a warm current of air, not a forceful wind, just a steady, quiet breeze. It passes under that heavy, low cloud, lifting it a little, just enough. With each slow breath out, the worry cloud rises higher, up and away from your body, up and away from your chest, still visible, but smaller, lighter, more distant. Your body lies here, supported, held by the bed, by gravity, by softness. And somewhere above this resting body, thoughts move like weather. They are not your weight. They are just passing shapes. Notice how thoughts appear without you deciding. The mind offers pictures, sentences, little flashes. They rise like puffs of vapor from a lake warmed by the sun. You are not the lake. You are the sky that holds them. Feel the quiet weight of your hands now, their own gentle gravity. Fingers easy, palms soft. As your hands rest, imagine them far below that inner sky, grounded on the earth. while far above the thought clouds drift and fade. Another plan might show up, a detail you almost forgot, a thing you might do or say or fix. See it form instantly into mist. It tries to be firm, but the more you simply watch, the more see-through it becomes. Breathe in, watch it hover. Breathe out. Watch it thin and stretch, like sponge sugar melting in warm air. The edges blur, the center softens, and then it's just a faint smear of white in an endless gentle blue. Here in this stillness, nothing must be solved. The sky of your mind is not a desk, not a to-do list. It is wide, open space. Thoughts can move through, the way birds cross the horizon. Brief, passing. If another worry comes, smusaid, it can be a cloud too. Maybe it rushes in quickly. A little storm trying to build. You don't need to argue with it or agree with it or make it go away. Simply notice, oh, a worry cloud. Give it that gentle name and stay where you are, low and quiet in your body, breathing slowly. Your inhale is the earth. Your exhale is the breeze. The cloud is just weather, high above. Separate from the soft weight of your limbs. Separate from the warmth in your belly. Separate from the steady, slow rhythm of your heart. The more you watch, the more distant these clouds can feel, as if the sky is growing taller, broader, as if there is more and more space between each drifting shape. Some clouds will pass quickly, a half-thought, a flash, barely there before the next exhale carries it on. Some may linger, looping around, trying to return. Each time you can see them again. Oh, that one. And once more breathe beneath them, softly, patiently. Your breath is not in a hurry. It has its own quiet pace, steady, trustworthy, like a tide that never forgets to come and go. With every slow out-breath, picture every cloud rising a little higher, even the stubborn ones, even the ones that have visited you many nights. They rise inch by inch, foot by foot, till they are far above the crown of your head, far above the room, drifting into a higher, cooler layer of sky. Up there, in that height, the air is thinner, softer. The clouds grow more delicate. They stretch into long, pale streaks. They unravel into wisps, until at some point they are less like clouds and more like memory of clouds. Hints, echoes, almost nothing at all. Down here, where your body rests, the air feels denser, warmer, like a blanket made of breath. Your ribs glide with each inhale. Your whole front body softens with each exhale. Jaw easy, tongue loose and heavy, eyebrows smooth. Anytime a new thought arrives, it steps onto that inner sky. It becomes another small, harmless cloud. You can watch it come, you can watch it go. There is a quiet comfort in knowing you are the one who watches. Thoughts may swirl, but you are the open space they move through. Vast, calm, unbroken. As clouds thin and fade in the distance, the sky behind them seems wider, clearer, a soft, endless blue resting over you, like a gentle hand over the mind, smoothing every wrinkle, softening every edge. Rest here for a while, breathing slowly, held by the bed, surrounded by this inner sky. Thoughts may still appear now and then. That's all right. Each one can rise as a cloud, drift across, grow lighter, and disappear into the great quiet space above. You are here, beneath it all, breathing, watching, sinking deeper into the softness underneath you. As the sky of the mind grows wide, clear, and beautifully still, Each exhale settles a little deeper now. Each breath moves in its own slow circle. As you breathe, imagine a quiet room around you. Simple, uncomplicated. A small room held above a calm, nighttime sea. The walls are pale in the moonlight. The air is cool and soft on your skin. Somewhere beneath the floorboards, the sea keeps its slow rhythm. In and out, your own breath begins to match that easy motion, as if each inhale were a wave arriving, and each exhale a wave drawing back, smooth and unhurried. The weight of your body rests on a bed or a couch covered in cool linen. The fabric meets your skin with a quiet, gentle touch. Cool at first, then slowly warming where you settle. Your head is supported, neck long, jaw loose. There is nothing for your mouth to hold on to. Your tongue can soften, resting heavy and quiet. Through an open window, the night air drifts in. It carries the muted hush of distant waves, a steady, low whisper, rising, falling. As you inhale, imagine the sea breathing in with you. A wave gathers in the dark, drawn in from far, far out, smooth, heavy water rolling toward the shore. As you exhale, hear it spill and stretch along the sand. A soft, steady rush, the sound of everything smoothing out. Breath in, breath out, wave out. The wooden floor beneath this room holds a gentle creak. Not loud, just a soft reminder that the building is old enough to know how to rest. Old enough to sway a little with the wind and the water. Somewhere in that wood, warmth has sunk in from long days of sun. Now, in the dark, the warmth lives quietly under your feet, even if your feet are still, even if they are covered. Feel your feet now, the right one and the left one, each toe with its own small presence. Imagine that each breath out is a tiny wave rolling through them. From the ankles to the soles, from the soles to the tips of the toes. With each slow wave, the muscles loosen their grip. Like sand softening underwater, your ankles grow heavy, calm, nothing pulling at them, nothing needing to move. The linen beneath your calves is cool and smooth. You might notice a spot where the fabric folds, the slight pressure along the side of a leg, and it's all right for that to be there. Supportive, gentle. Feel the slow tide of your breath moving up through your lower legs. Inhale, and the wave gathers. Exhale, and it glides down through the muscles, washing away tightness. Your knees are quiet. They do not have to hold you up here. They can simply exist. Soft, ungrasped. If any part of you tries to brace, picture the sea easing around a stone. Water does not argue with the rock. It just curves, flows, and continues on. Your breath can move the same way, curving around any remaining effort. Smoothing its edges, your thighs feel the weight of the night, heavy in the best way, supported from below, nothing falling and nothing slipping. Each exhale runs through them like a retreating tide. It leaves behind a little more space, a little more quiet. The room around you holds its own silence, not empty but peaceful. You might sense the faintest creak in a far corner, the soft tick of something cooling in the night air. They all belong to this stillness. Your hands have their own quiet gravity now, fingers loose, palms open, or gently folded. Notice the subtle warmth in them, the way the air brushes across the backs of your hands. Imagine a delicate wave reaching from your wrists to your fingertips as you exhale. A fine, shimmering tide, almost nothing, yet enough to ease any last little curl of tension. Your forearms lengthen with the outbreath. The muscles fall toward the surface that holds them, biceps soft, shoulders drifting down, away from your ears. If you sense any tightness in the shoulders, picture the moonlight poured there. Cool, quiet light. It pulls over the muscles like silver water. With each breath out, it flows down the arms, over the chest, across the back. The room breathes with you, a slow, rocking presence, as if the entire space, walls and windows and wooden beams, were floating gently on the calm sea below. When you inhale, the room seems to rise a little, light, buoyant, carried by the upward motion of the wave. When you exhale, the room settles, sinking a fraction, nestling into the dark, smooth water. Your chest follows that same quiet arc, rising, falling, and not forced, not watched too closely. Just happening. Feel the coolness at the tip of your nose as air enters. Notice the soft warmth as it leaves. In between, your ribs widen slightly, then fall back, like a shoreline drawn and redrawn by each wave. Your heart rests somewhere within that gentle movement. No need to change its rhythm. It has been with you through every moment of every day. Here it can simply beat in time with the sea. Behind your closed eyes, a soft darkness spreads. Not empty, full of deep blue and indigo and quiet silver. You might imagine the moon path on the water, a long ribbon of light stretching from the horizon to the base of your window. With each breath, that ribbon shimmers, tiny ripples, endless small movements that you do not have to follow. They take care of themselves. Your forehead smooths. Space opens between your eyebrows. The small muscles around your eyes release, like tiny fists that no longer need to clench. Inside your skull, your mind has been working all day, thoughts rising and falling like waves in a storm. Here, the weather has changed. Imagine your thoughts as little boats on this calm nighttime sea. They may still drift past, a memory, a plan, a question. Each one arrives on a wave, touches the edge of your awareness, and then slides gently away as the water pulls back. You do not have to climb into any of them. You can stay where you are in this quiet room that breathes and rocks and holds you. The floor creaks once softly. The building gives a tiny sigh as if settling even deeper into its own rest. Somewhere outside, a single wave sounds clearer. It swells, reaches its fullest point, and then spreads itself thin along the shore. Your breath does the same, filling, emptying. Notice that subtle pause at the top of the inhale. The moment where everything feels full, rounded, suspended. And then the easy slide into the exhale, a long, slowing release, like the sea returning to its wide, dark depth. From the crown of your head, down the back of your neck, a quiet softness travels. It spills over your shoulders, down your spine, each vertebra a small shell on the shore touched and smoothed by that inner tide. Here in this stillness, nothing presses in. The walls hold their quiet, the air settles. Everything that needed watching has been watched. Your body breathes, the sea breathes, the room breathes, all of it moving together in one slow, steady rhythm. Wave in, wave out, breath in, breath out. And you, resting at the center of it all, floating gently on this deep, soft night. Each exhale settles a little more now, soft. Unhurried, the air around you carries a gentle coolness, almost like the quiet air that rests above a still lake at night. Imagine that now. Your body just as it is, resting on a floating platform, smooth beneath you, soft where it meets your weight. The water all around is calm. so calm that it mirrors the night sky, a wide sheet of darkness sprinkled with tiny, steady points of light. Your breath continues in its own rhythm, in, out, in, out. With each exhale, the platform beneath you gives the slightest, slowest sway, barely moving, just enough to remind you that you are being carried. Feel the weight of your body resting into that support. The back of your head, your shoulders, your arms, your spine, your hips, your legs and feet. Every part of you is held. The lake is perfectly still, but your body knows the tiny movements, the small, almost secret shifts of water under wood, or under the soft material of this floating bed. As you breathe in, imagine the platform rising an invisible fraction of an inch. As you breathe out, imagine it settling back, up, down, like the slow breathing of the water itself. The air over the lake is cool and gentle on your skin. It moves slowly over your face and across your forehead, over your closed eyes, down your cheeks. Sense how the muscles of your face can soften into that coolness. Your jaw loosens just a little more. The tongue rests heavy, quiet in your mouth. The tiny muscles around your eyes grow quiet and smooth. You may hear, in your mind, a distant owl calling from the dark trees along the shore. Soft, muffled by distance. A calm, repeating sound that rises, then fades back into the night. Somewhere, leaves rustle very gently. A small breeze passes through the branches. A hush of sound like a soft sigh. All of it is far away from you. Out beyond the circle of water that cradles you. Nothing comes close. Nothing disturbs the easy rise and fall beneath your body. Notice your chest now. The way it lifts with each breath and the way it eases down again. You do not have to change how you are breathing. Just feel it. As you inhale, imagine cool night air floating in, like drawing in a bit of the starry sky. As you exhale, imagine a gentle stream of warmth leaving your body, like tiny ripples spreading across the lake, then smoothing back to glass. Your ribs expand with each breath in. They soften and sink with each breath out. That slow rhythm travels through you, from your chest, through your shoulders, down into your arms. Your arms grow heavier against the surface beneath them. Heavier, but more comfortable, more at ease. As the platform gives that tiny sway, your muscles learn to trust the support a little more. They do not need to hold you up. They can melt downward. Think of your back, the long line of your spine, between the shoulders, through the middle of your back, all the way down to the base, warm, resting, unfolding. With each breath out, imagine the water beneath the platform receiving more of your weight. The lake has endless patience, endless strength. It takes in every bit of heaviness and gives back quiet. Here, in this stillness, your mind can float too. Thoughts might drift across like small boats far away. You can watch them appear, glide gently past, fade into the dark edges of the water. You do not have to follow any of them. You can stay right here on this quiet surface where nothing is pressing, nothing is urgent. Bring your attention down to your abdomen, the soft movement there as you breathe, rising, falling. Imagine that area of your body resting in perfect balance with the lake. As your belly gently lifts, the platform gives the faintest answer, the faintest roll. As your belly eases down, the water answers again. A slow, rocking conversation between breath and lake. Muscles in your lower back release little by little. Hips settling, thighs resting heavier. The night around you feels wide and open, but your own small world is cozy and close. Just you, the floating bed beneath you, the water, the sky. Above you, stars reflect on the surface of the lake. Some are overhead. Some seem to shimmer at the edges of your vision, as if the water is holding an extra sky just for you. Feel your legs now, the weight of them, how the fabric or air around them feels. From your hips, through your thighs, down to your knees, any tension there can sink downward, like tiny pebbles dropping through the water. They fall away from your awareness, down through cool, silent depth, where everything is quiet and slow. Your calves soften, ankles loosen, feet grow heavy and warm. Imagine the lake drifting its calm up through the platform into the soles of your feet. A deep, quiet heaviness rises through your arches, into your heels, up your shins. The rocking is so small now that it almost feels like stillness, but your body knows it is there. Your body feels the comfort in being gently moved, without effort, without needing to guide anything. Breathing continues, soft and steady. Each inhale is like drawing in the reflection of stars. Each exhale is like releasing a long, invisible sigh into the water. The space behind your closed eyes becomes its own lake, dark, spacious, calm. Thoughts can appear there like faint reflections, then smooth out again. Nothing to fix, nothing to solve. The weight of your hands has its own quiet gravity now. Fingers naturally curved, palms resting. Every few breaths, imagine the lake whispering under you. A slow circular movement, barely there. It moves beneath your spine, beneath your ribs, beneath the back of your head. Your neck relaxes into that support, vertebra by vertebra. The muscles at the base of your skull unwind. Mind becomes lighter, as if it is floating just above the body. Body becomes heavier, sinking in perfect comfort into the surface that carries you. If any small part of you still feels like it is holding on, imagine the lake meeting that part. Cool, gentle, unmoving but deeply present. As you breathe out, that place softens. The water takes the effort from it, holds it, so it does not have to hold anything. Around you, the night continues, slow and peaceful. The soft call of the owl comes and goes. The leaves whisper now and then along the shore. But the center of the lake, where you are, remains quiet and smooth. Here, every muscle can grow a little heavier. Every breath can stretch a little longer. Every pause between thoughts can widen, like the distance between one star and the next. Cradled by water, rocked by breath, held by the gentle darkness. You rest, you float, you drift deeper into this quiet, weightless night. Each exhale settles a little deeper now, as if the air itself has grown softer, quieter. Around you, the darkness changes, not emptiness, more like a room you're just beginning to make out. Slowly, the sense of a doorway appears, not with effort, almost as though it has been waiting there the whole time. A long, tall arch, cool stone, edges blurred by time. On the other side, a gentle hush, a silence that feels lived in, held. You drift toward it without needing to move. Weight has less meaning here, time even less. Passing through the arch, the world takes on a soft, golden dimness, a warm, amber glow, like light filtered through old paper. The air is still and somehow familiar. You are standing now, or floating in the shape of standing. Both can be true. Before you stretches a vast, quiet library, row after row of tall shelves, wood darkened with age, edges worn smooth by gentle hands. The ceiling disappears into shadow. High above, pools of light hang like small moons. Their glow falls in soft circles on the floor. Under your feet, a long walkway. Cool stone. Each step slow and unhurried. You hear it, the muted tap of your steps. A gentle, steady rhythm, like a distant heartbeat. On every shelf there are books, some thin, some heavy and full. Some stacked sideways, making little leaning towers. Every book carries a thought, a plan, an unfinished task. A question that used to circle and circle. Things that once tugged at the edge of your mind. Things that like to return at night. Here they are quiet, resting in their places. You move along the nearest row, noticing the titles as you pass, not reading too closely, just sensing what each one holds. A book with a spine the color of faded blue. It carries something you meant to remember for work. A detail you wanted to get right. The next, a pale green. An idea you had months ago. A spark that never found the right moment. A small reddish one, concern for someone you care about. A hope that they are all right. You do not need to open them. It is enough to know they are here, kept, held. Your hand rests lightly on a nearby spine, warm from the glow of the lamps, solid and calm. The shelves stretch in both directions, like long, steady breaths made of wood and paper. There, a book lies open on a low table, pages slightly curled, ink paused mid-thought. You walk toward it, steps slow, sound soft and rhythmic on the stone. As you come closer, the lamps above seem to dip their light. Gentle, inviting. On the open pages, you sense a familiar feeling, something unfinished, something that has visited your mind again and again. You do not have to read the words. You already know their shape, their weight in the chest. For a moment, simply stand beside it. The open book, the quiet air. Then your hand moves. Unhurried, careful. You bring the cover toward the pages. The motion simple, steady, almost ceremonial. There is a soft sound as it meets the other side. A tiny, padded thumb. The sound of a thought going still. The air around you relaxes. You can feel it, as if the room itself has exhaled. Fingers trace the closed cover. Thank you, you think, without words, for all the effort, for all the care. The book does not disappear. It simply rests now. You lift it lightly and place it back on a nearby shelf. Not forgotten, just waiting. Whenever its time returns, your steps carry you on, deeper into the library's soft amber dusk. Another table appears, another open book. This one carries the sense of choices, paths you have not yet walked, what ifs that used to climb into bed with you. You feel their presence, but from a distance. Like hearing a conversation in another room. Your hand closes this one too, a careful folding of its questions. For tonight they can sleep. Again, that gentle sound, cover meeting pages, a whisper of completion. Placed back on the shelf, it leans lightly against its neighbors, supported on both sides, no longer needing to stand alone. All around you, the library waits. Shelves tall and patient, books resting in long, quiet rows. Every idea that tried to help you, every responsibility that weighed more than it knew. Each one has a place here. You can feel a kind of order settling in, not rigid, more like everything knowing where to sit. Farther down the aisle, a small cart stands by a column. On it, two more open volumes. Thin, delicate pages. You drift toward them. The sound of your steps, now so soft it is almost imagined. The first holds a habit of replaying, Old scenes, old words, moments that have already ended. You lean over it. The ink seems faint, far away. This book, too, wants to rest. You can tell its pages no longer trying to stay apart. Your fingers close it with kindness. No pushing away, only a gentle pause. A soft, not tonight. Its cover rests under your palm. You feel how light it has become. The last book on the cart feels like a clock, the sense of time slipping, of not having done enough. It has stayed open for a long while, maybe many nights. Standing there, you breathe. A slow inhale, a slow, quiet release. The hands of that inner clock relax a little. Numbers blur. Edges soften. There is nowhere to be right now, but here. Here in this long room of sleeping thoughts. Your hand closes the final book. The sound even softer this time, like a sigh joining your own. Back on the shelf it goes, side by side with all the others. The cart is empty now. The tables are bare. Only closed covers, simple, peaceful shapes. Around you, the entire library seems to deepen into stillness, as if every shelf has settled, as if the walls themselves are resting. All that once buzzed at the edges of your mind now lives here, in this quiet place, organized by care, by tenderness. Nothing is lost, nothing is pushed away. Everything simply knows where to wait. You move back to the center aisle, feeling lighter, looser around the edges. The border of your body thins here. Hands, arms, shoulders, they blur into the surrounding hush. You are more like a presence than a shape, a calm awareness drifting through warm, muted light. Far above, one of the lamps dims a little, then another, and another, not all at once, but in a slow, easy sequence, like a string of stars deciding to rest. The rhythm of your breath matches the fading glow. Each exhale, another soft pool of light grows smaller. Each inhale, the darkness grows kinder. Shelves fade into shadow. Book spines become outlines. Then gentle, velvety nothing. What remains is the feeling. Everything cared for, everything put down. You can return here whenever you wish. The arch, the shelves, the quiet, padded closing of thoughts. For now, the library holds them all, watching over your unfinished stories, while you drift further inward. The last light above you softens, thins, and then rests too. Only your breathing remains, a slow, steady tide, moving in, drifting out. Thoughts, if they appear at all, float like distant shapes behind closed covers. They are in their places. They know how to wait, and you drift, unhurried, barely tethered, the night around you as gentle and quiet as a book closing itself. The edge of things has grown very soft now. The edge of you, the edge of the room, the edge of time. Somewhere inside that softness, another place opens. A night that is very gentle, very quiet, very slow. Each exhale settles a little deeper, as if with every breath out, the world becomes more hushed, more dim and silver, more like a dream that has forgotten it is a dream. The air around you carries a slight coolness, like the cool of stepping outdoors at night, after a warm day has finally released its heat. Calm, still, easy. Imagine yourself standing on a narrow path. Moonlight is pouring down, soft and pale. It touches everything with that silver blue glow. Leaves, stones, the curve of the path ahead, your own quiet shape. The weight of your hands has its own quiet gravity. Your body feels both here and slightly far away, as if the outline of you has become a little blurred, more like mist than solid. Above, the moon hangs in a wide open sky, not watching, just present, a silent companion. Its light has no urgency. It simply spills out and rests on whatever it touches. You begin to walk, very slowly, the slowest, most unhurried pace your mind can imagine, so slow that each step feels like its own small world, its own small moment. Your foot lifts, moves through the cool night air, and finds the ground again, soft earth, or sand, or a smooth, worn path. Whatever feels most gentle beneath you. Every contact is quiet, muffled, almost weightless. The sound of your footsteps is a low, distant hush, a soft brush, a faint thud. The earth receiving you again and again without question and without comment. Ahead, the path curves. It winds in a way that feels natural, unforced. You don't need to know where it goes. There is no destination pressing on your shoulders, no clock in the sky. Only this slow movement, this easy drift through moonlight. On either side of the path, leaves catch the glow, each one outlined in silver. Their edges shimmer gently when a small breeze moves through, tiny glints of light, like distant stars brought down to earth. You pass a stone smooth and pale in the moonlight. Its surface looks cool, almost blue. It has been here for a very long time, unmoving, quiet. The light touches it the way water touches a shore. Soft, patient. Your breathing finds a rhythm with your steps. Inhale as a foot lifts. Exhale as it settles down. You don't have to match them perfectly. They simply sway together, breath and movement, two slow currents in the same dark river. Here in this stillness, the mind doesn't need to work so hard. There is nothing to solve along this path. Just the way the moonlight rests on the ground, just the way the air brushes lightly across your face, your hands, your cheeks. The coolness on your skin feels clear and soft, like a cloth dipped in starlight. Not cold, just fresh, telling you in its own quiet language that the night is kind and wide and unhurried. Time loosens its hold. Moments don't line up, one after another. They open out side by side, this step and this step and this breath, each one complete, each one enough. Thoughts may drift through, like shadows crossing the path. They appear, they pass by, they lengthen and fade, as if the moonlight is stretching them thin. You don't need to walk toward them, you can keep your pace. Gentle, unrushed. The thoughts stay at the edges like trees you only half glance at. As you move on, the trees themselves stand tall and dark, their branches woven into lace against the sky. Here and there, a patch of leaves opens to let moonlight slip through. It falls in soft shapes on the path, little pools of silver. You step through them in and out of light and shadow. Each step a tiny change in color, a tiny change in feeling, like passing through curtains made of night. With every slow movement forward, your body feels a little lighter, almost as if the ground is gently rising. To meet your feet, doing some of the work for you. Your legs move without effort. Your arms hang easily. Your shoulders loosen, then loosen again. Somewhere nearby, you might hear a quiet sound, perhaps the faint rush of water far off to one side, or the whisper of leaves touching each other in the breeze. These sounds are soft and distant. They don't pull on you. They simply exist like part of the night's own slow breathing. The moonlight brushes your face every time you lift your gaze. It has no sharp edges, just a gentle brightness that blurs outlines and softens every shadow. Even your own shadow on the ground, looks hazier, almost like smoke, drifting beside you as you walk. You move so slowly now that even your thoughts begin to adopt this pace. They stretch out, grow long and thin, lose their angles. What once felt crowded grows spacious, roomy, full of quiet air. Nothing needs to be different than it is in this moment. The path continues. The sky holds its silver moon. Your feet keep making that soft, steady sound on the earth below. Here, small details feel large enough. The way a single leaf rocks gently, the way a tiny stone presses up through the soil, the way the shadow of a branch draws a long charcoal line across the path. Every little thing is touched by light and darkness, by stillness and movement, by night and the hint of morning far away. As you walk, the sense of where your body ends and the night begins grows softer. The cool air seems to pass not only around you, but almost through you. The earth underfoot feels connected. To the quiet weight inside your limbs, the sky above feels somehow closer, as if you were walking inside its vastness, not beneath it. Step by slow steps, the path, the trees, the stones, the light itself all feel gently joined, a single quiet scene, unfolding at the pace of your breath, at the pace of your heartbeat, at the pace of this soft moonlit walk that goes nowhere in particular and somehow, for tonight, is everything. The air around you is very still now, soft, unhurried. Each exhale drifts a little farther out, as though it could float away into the dark, and the place beneath your body feels even more welcoming, like something that understands weight and gladly holds it. Somewhere behind your closed eyes, a new space begins to open, a space that feels high above everything, high above the day, high above all the things that once needed your attention. You might imagine that the bed beneath you changes, the edges softening, thickening, becoming a wide, cushioned nest, gentle curves rising around you, holding you in a quiet hollow. The nest is high in the night sky, resting in the dark the way a leaf rests on still water. It doesn't wobble, it doesn't strain, it simply belongs there. The world below is far away, so far that whatever happened today has shrunk. The sounds of life, the bright squares of windows, the lines of roads and houses, all of it now so tiny, so distant. Up here, the darkness is soft and deep, not an empty dark, a living one, like velvet around you, like quiet arms. Your body rests in the center of this nest, supported everywhere. Nothing sharp, nothing pressing. Every angle is rounded. Every place that touches you gives a little, meeting you exactly as you are. The weight of your hands finds its own stillness. Fingers loose, palms resting, as if the nest is quietly cupping them. Your feet may feel farther away now, as though they are nestled in their own small pockets of softness, wrapped in hush, heavy and quiet and unimportant. Above you, stars hang in the sky like quiet eyes. Not watching in judgment, just present, gentle points of light. Noticing that you are here, some stars are near, large and slow. They glow like a warm breath. Others are tiny, sharp and faint, like the softest pinpricks of silver on deep blue cloth. If thoughts pass through, they might look like those stars, little specks that appear and then fade, or distant shapes, clouds drifting underneath you, not needing any answer, not asking for anything. You rest above them all, cradled in the night, so high that time itself feels small. Here, in this stillness, the idea of earlier and later loosens. Only this gentle now is clear. The slow rise and fall of your breathing, the quiet hum of your own existence. The nest holds its shape around you. Soft ridges like cushions. Maybe they feel like down, or like moss warmed by a summer evening. Comforting, steady. As you breathe, the whole nest might seem to move with you. Not really rocking, just a slow, almost imaginary sway, as if the night sky were an ocean, and you are floating on its surface without effort. With each outbreath, the world below grows a little farther away. The weight of conversations, the lists and numbers, the things almost remembered, all of them sink down through layers of air, down past the clouds, down towards the tiny lights of the streets. Up here, none of that can reach you. Only the quiet can, only the soft, wide dark. Nothing needs to be solved from this height. Nothing needs to be fixed. Every unfinished thing can stay where it is, small and distant, waiting on the ground if it wants to. Above you, the sky is thick with stars. Some pulse very slowly, as if they are breathing in time with you, as if the whole sky is one living, gentle creature, relaxing each time you exhale. You might notice that the edges of your body feel less clear. Where does the nest end? And you begin. Where does the air end and your skin begin? Those lines blur. Soft and hazy, it is as though the warmth from your body seeps outward, and the cool of the night seeps inward, meeting somewhere in the middle, until it all feels like one shared quiet temperature. Thoughts, if they come, move slowly now. They pass by like faint satellites far away, crossing the sky of your mind without sound, without urgency. You do not have to follow any of them. You can simply notice that they are moving and rest in the space around them. The space around everything becomes very wide, between one breath and the next. Between one thought and the next, there is so much room. Underneath your back, the nest feels almost cloud-like. Supportive yet without edges, you sink just enough. Held from all sides, as though the night itself had shaped a place exactly your size. Here nothing leans on you, nothing tugs at your attention. You have given so much all day. Now the sky gives to you. Its depth wraps around your shoulders. Its silence rests over your chest. Its dark calms your eyes. High above the earth, you are part of this vast, quiet thing, not separate from it, not trying to reach it, already within it. The sense of me doing anything becomes softer, more like this just happening, breath happening, stillness happening, drifting happening. Imagine the planet turning slowly beneath you, spinning in its own unhurried rhythm, carrying everything that once felt heavy, turning it gently away from you for now. Up here, you ride the stillness, untouched by that slow spin, suspended in a pocket of calm. The longer you rest, the more the nest seems to merge with the dark around it. The edges fade, the boundaries dissolve, sky and cushion and body and breath, all part of one low, steady hum of quiet. If any last little pieces of the day are still nearby, they can melt into this hum, like snowflakes landing on warm water, briefly visible, then gone. You are held in a hush that needs no effort from you. The night curves around you like a gentle shell. The stars blink slowly above, friendly and faint, keeping their silent company. Every breath carries you a fraction deeper into this space, floating above the world, cradled in the dark, timeless, soft, far from everything that ever asked you to think so hard. And as you rest here, awareness can widen as much as it wants, or grow hazy at the edges, or drift in and out like a tide. All is steady, all is quiet. The nest holds, the sky holds, and you sink effortlessly into the vast, soothing night. Each exhale settles a little deeper now, as if something inside has finally decided to be finished for the day. The weight of your body is so clear, heavy, soft, supported from underneath in every direction. Layers around you hold their warmth, like gentle blankets upon blankets, each one adding a little more hush, a little more distance from the bright edges of thought. The air is dim and quiet. Somewhere within, any leftover brightness begins to soften. Imagine a room of tiny switches in the mind, and not sharp, not mechanical, just little pools of light, here and there. One of them fades, almost without you noticing. Another light dims, not with a click, more like a candle deciding it has glowed long enough. The corners of your awareness grow rounder, blurry in a pleasant way. Thoughts, if they come and move slowly now, gentle, harmless, drifting through a soft dusk, wrapped in these layers that your body understands what to do. It sinks, it settles, it rests without effort. Some part of you may still be listening. Another part is already drifting at the edges. Both are completely fine. You might imagine yourself in a quiet elevator within the mind, doors sliding closed without sound. The inside is warm, dimension, padded with softness all around. You feel the slight suggestion of downward motion, barely there, just enough to know. You are sinking to a deeper floor of rest. No numbers need to appear, no directions, no choices, only the gentle sense of descending through layers of quiet. Each floor you pass is further away from the busy world above, further away from having to keep track of anything at all. Words continue in the background like a faint murmur through walls. You can follow them if you like. You can also wander off. The blankets around you grow thicker in your awareness, as though another soft layer has been drawn over the day, over your thoughts, over any plans waiting for tomorrow. They are still there, but far outside this warm cocoon. They can wait in the hallway. The door closed gently between you and them. Here, in this inner elevator, the lights dim even more. Maybe only one soft glow remains in the corner of the ceiling, golden, gentle, with your next slow breath at that last little light. Begins to fade as well, not all at once, but in lazy circles, growing smaller and softer, quieter. You do not have to follow it. You do not have to watch it disappear. If attention wanders, it simply means you are sinking again, down to a deeper floor. Any sounds around you blur into the same soft background, like hearing the world from far under a pile of quilts. If a thought wakes for a moment, it is as though it rises, to press gently against the softness, and then relaxes back down. Your breathing moves on its own. Slow tides, in, out, each exhale loosens one more thread of effort. The mind grows quieter. Then the room, words now, are only a suggestion, a faint trail through the dark that you do not need to follow. You may notice entire phrases passing by without catching them. That is perfectly fine. It is just another sign of sinking deeper into the cushions, deeper into warmth, deeper into the private darkness behind your eyes. Thoughts no longer need to finish. They can trail off, mid-sentence, mid-image, like pages of a book closing themselves in slow motion. If awareness returns for a second, it finds the same quiet elevator. Still descending, soft walls, gentle motion, nothing to do. Again, the blankets. gather around you, heavier yet somehow lighter to carry. You are carried, not carrying. Even here, near the edge of sleep, you are free to stop listening. The story can go on without you, or it can blur into something else entirely. Darkness settles a little thicker. The last shapes behind your eyelids melt away. So much softness now, so much stillness. The mind loosens its hold on how the day went, on what tomorrow brings. Everything that needed watching has been watched. Everything that needed tending can rest until morning. If any part of you still hears these words, it can drift at a distance, like hearing a voice down a long carpeted hallway. Fainter, fainter. Soon even that hallway can dissolve into quiet, wrapped, held, descending in slow motion. Through layers of warmth and dark, you slip beyond the words, beyond the story, into your own deep, silent rest. See, and here you are, right where you are, in this quiet that has slowly gathered around you and inside you. Nothing needs to move now. Nothing needs to change. The breath takes care of itself. Soft, easy, unquestioned. Thoughts can drift if they want to, or grow faint, like voices in another room, or simply rest. You do not need to follow any of them. They can come, they can go, all on their own. There is a gentle weight to this moment, a sense of being settled, of having arrived without having to go anywhere at all. If your eyes are still a little open, that is fine. If they have already closed, that is fine too. Everything about the way you are lying here is enough. The body knows this place, this softness, this slowing. Every small muscle that has not yet unwound can loosen at its own pace, or later, or not at all. It is all right. The day has slipped far away now. All the noise of it, the questions, the plans, they can wait somewhere outside this stillness, far from where you are resting now. Here, nothing is needed from you. Not even sleep, not even calm. You are allowed to simply be as you are. In this very breath. If there is a thought trying one last time to speak up, you might notice it the way you would notice a cloud. That has already started to thin, recognized, and then forgotten again. There is a soft rhythm under everything, like the quiet rise and fall you've been feeling since the very beginning. Steady, unhurried, always there in the background. It holds you now, the same way it did then. Maybe you can feel that familiar comfort. Maybe you only sense that nothing is missing. You are here. The night is here. This resting is already happening. If sleep has come, it can deepen. If it is close, it can draw nearer in its own time. If you are simply resting, that is already a kind of peace. You do not have to do anything with these words. They can fade whenever they wish. They can become part of the quiet, barely there, almost gone. Thoughts grow slower, the edges of things softer, the mind a little more distant, a little more still. Breath moving in, breath moving out, like a small, gentle tide. That has been here all along. Nothing to hold on to now. Nothing to push away. Just this easy drifting and this quiet presence. This soft, loose feeling of being here. If there is any part of you still listening for what comes next, it can notice that there is no next. Only this. Only now. Only the simple comfort of lying here. The words are fewer, quieter, further apart. Soon they will be only a trace, a memory of a voice near the edge of sleep, and then even that can grow softer and softer until there is only your breath, only your resting, only this gentle, silent, endless night